Okay, here's my final speech. These are my beautiful coworkers, and this is my mama and her resident, Zandra.
Hi.
Perfect. Okay, this is supposed to be an inspirational speech, so I hope you all find inspiration from this. When I was growing up, I never thought much about success and how I would find it. I didn't come from a family that had ever achieved much in their lives, so it never occurred to me what I might do with mine. I never got very good grades in school, and I was known to be a bit of a trouble child. But that all changed at 19 when I got the new name of Mom. I knew I had to do something with my life so I could ensure my new baby got everything she could out of her life, and so began my journey to achieve my goals and to climb to my current professional success. Today, I will be talking about where I started, my pathway to success, the motivation it took to get where I am now, and my future plans of growth so I can continue to be an inspiration to my daughters. After graduating high school, I had absolutely no plans or strategy to my life or what I wanted to do with it. I had worked at Dairy Queen as a student and figured I would continue to do that until something fell into my lap. Well, what ended up falling into my lap was my first daughter, Brea. She entered this world exactly 1 month earlier than planned, and I got my first taste of massive medical bill debt. Working at Dairy Queen and being a young 19-year-old mother, I was able to get support via the state, but I was still left with a few $1,000s I had to take care of on my own. My husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, and the father of my children, was working, but his money went to food and housing, so I knew I had to do better. I was aware that Dairy Queen was no longer going to pay my small family's bills, so I set out applying at jobs that offered higher pay than I was currently getting. I landed a job at Verizon Wireless as a sales representative, and I started to climb the corporate ladder. I got pretty good at phone sales. I worked off commission and managed to make a very solid living for my family. A few times I found myself being Verizon's top sales rep in the company, and because of that and the positive noise I was making, I was offered an opportunity in management at a bigger store in a town about an hour away from the store that I had started at, which presented a chance for me to get my small family out of our little hometown. I was eager to get out of our hometown because I craved the sense of independence. So we took the plunge and spread our wings. A few weeks after accepting the offer, we found ourselves renting our very first home that had a garage and even a yard so our daughter could play outside. That was a huge step up from our very small one-bedroom apartment we had been crammed in for the last 2 years. My boyfriend was now my fiance, and he had began working at a new construction company. As I embarked on my own journey as a sales manager, I eventually realized that management wasn't exactly for me. I was good at the sales part, but not good at the managing people part. It had looked a lot easier than it actually was, and I was losing my position in sales. And I was losing my passion for sales. I had felt like a huge failure because I was so burnt out of my job. I held on for about a year, but I was struggling so badly, and that had done me in, and I realized that I had to make the hard decision to step down as a sales representative, step down as a manager. I got lucky because my best friend had managed a store on the other side of the town that my store was at, and the company allowed me to transfer to work there. Alongside working with my greatest motivator and my best friend, I had found my passion for sales again, and I was working my happy self back to the top tier of the sales team. My family was grooving right along with things. And things were going well. About 3 years into that, however, I was starting to question my purpose in the business. I knew I was good at my job, but I felt like I wasn't going to go far beyond sales. I wasn't good at management, and I knew I didn't want to go to the training side of the business. Around that time, I had also learned that my now husband and I were expecting our second child, and we had some more big decisions to make. We held on to our home and our job until our second daughter made her appearance into this world, and then we decided it was time to move on to a new adventure. That is when I applied to be a phlebotomist at a hospital in a town that was closer to our hometown, as we needed extra family support with the new baby. I landed the job as a phlebotomist, and as excited as I was also a bit nervous, but we prospered anyway. We found a doable place to live and picked our little family up and moved home to start a new journey. I caught on to the phlebotomy job pretty fast, and I immediately fell in love with my position in the lab. I knew almost immediately that I wanted to make a career out of it. I was finally surrounded by educated people that motivated and inspired me to do my best and to be the best human I could be. My husband and our 2 daughters made one last move back to our hometown after purchasing a cute starter home, and about a year into, my husband and our 2 daughters made one last move back to our hometown after purchasing a cute starter home, and about a year into working the lab, I started taking classes to become a lab tech. I wanted to be able to show my girls that with hard work and determination, one can find their passion in life. I also wanted to be an example to my children and wanted them to know that there will be bumps on the road to success. I am loving the idea that I have finally found my place in the lab and that I can happily and financially support my beautiful family while being supported by the best bunch of coworkers a person could find. I'm still on my discovery. I'm still on this discovery of myself, and I plan to only continue going up from here. Today, I talked about where I started my pathway to success, my motivation it took to get where I am now, and my future plans of growth so I can continue to be an inspiration to my daughter. It took a lot to get where I am today. The story I told you was just a small overview of the past few years I've been living to try to be a successful person, mother, and wife. Prosperity, hardship, struggles, smiles, joys, downfalls, and much, much more were all felt on this crazy roller coaster I have been riding. I now know what success can be and what it can feel like, but I'm also aware that failure occasionally comes with a feeling of success too. I plan to keep on keeping on with my education and to keep living my life for my family so I can be a great example to them and so they know what it takes to make a comfortable, successful life for themselves.
Yay!
Thank you. Okay, that was 7 minutes and it was supposed to be 5, so A+ for me. There's my mama and there's my coworkers. Thank you.